Hey everyone, what's going on? Mike Delblack here with Priority Baseball. Just want to talk to you guys quickly about our 2013 high school summer and fall program. Real quick, if you haven't heard of Priority Baseball, we've been around since 2010. We started doing our Outlaw teams in November of 2010 with the kids based out of the South Bay. After doing this for just finishing up our third year here, we know the right events for the kids to play in to get the most exposure. That's really the whole deal with us is we play in front of the college coaches and professional scouts with the only thing in mind is to get kids exposure and give them the opportunity to play at the next level. A lot of people ask us how our teams are built. We put a cap of 20 players, so there'll be no more than 20 players on any team, and 5 to 7 of those players only pitch. So that leaves 13 to 15 guys competing for the at-bats. So that's a relatively low number. There are people who are like, oh, why so many people? But once you get in the program, you'll see that there's a lot of times where people are on vacation or stuff like that. There's some tournaments that not a lot of people can go to, so we really want to have a big draw as far as people. That way we're never short on guys. We select players that we think have the potential to play at a four-year school right out of high school. So if you make the team, we have good thoughts about you and think your future is pretty bright on the baseball field. And the players need to look and act. They need to dress like a baseball player and have good body language on the field. I mean that's stuff that recruiters and evaluators are looking at. So that's something we like to look at as well. We have a great coaching staff. A lot of the parents of our current players just rave about the coaching staff. We have some very talented and experienced guys. Have some professional ball players on the coaching staff, former high school coaches, former college ball players. So the coaching staff is really, really good. And they have experience dealing with talented ball players. As you can see here, we get guys that have coached guys to go on and play at some really, really prominent college programs and even in the professional ranks. UCLA, LMU, you got guys in the Rockies, Diamondbacks, Giants, Cardinals. I mean, you just look here, the list goes on and on. Just to recap 2012, the season that we're just completing right now, this past summer, our Connie Mack team made the state championship, which is really, really cool. Our 16U team competed in a fall league and actually came in third place. Our 18U team played in one local tournament, and they actually won the tournament. So that was one for one. That's pretty good. And then our 16U and 18U both played in the Toys for Tots tournament, which is basically a charity tournament over Christmas time. And they both came in third place, and that tournament's loaded with some really good programs. So that was quite an accomplishment to come in third. And the biggest accomplishment of all is that our 2012 graduates received over $50,000 worth of scholarship offers. And I mean, like I said earlier, that's what the whole program is about. So that's really what we take pride in, is that over $50,000 in scholarship offers to our 2012 graduates. Before we go any further, let's just go ahead and make sure that this program is right for you. So we're looking for players who desire to play college baseball, guys who are willing to put in the extra work, taking extra hacks after practice, taking ground balls, fly balls. All right, guys who are willing to put in the extra work. We want guys who love to compete and play against the best teams and players in the country. By playing, in a program like this and the schedule we play, you're gonna face guys that are gonna get drafted in the first round. You're gonna face tons of guys that are committed to Division I colleges. And lastly, but definitely not least, is we want guys that are never satisfied. We need guys that are hungry to improve their skills, and guys that aren't satisfied with being the best guy on their team. We want guys that aren't even being satisfied with being the best guy in their area. We want guys who strive to be the best, like the absolute best. So that's something we're definitely looking for. On the other hand, there's definitely people who this program isn't for. If you get bad grades, we're probably not the program for you. I've seen so many talented ball players lose opportunities at scholarships because of their grades. I mean, we can definitely work with you if you have some lower grades, under 2.5 cumulative, but your chances of scholarship are just completely, diminished and highly unlikely compared to someone that would have like a 3.0 or higher. So grades are very, very important. We don't want players who are just going to go through the motions. Like I said earlier, we want the guys who are willing to put in the extra work. We need guys that have good body language on the field. If you have poor body language, I mean, that's one of the first things an evaluator will just cross you off their list if they see poor body language. If you aren't willing to miss a few high school games or fall games, this probably isn't for you. A lot of the big recruiting tournaments and events will conflict a little bit. I know there's the Junior Olympics in June. The Junior Olympics in June. That's missing a full week there of probably high school summer games. If you can't afford to miss those, I mean, realistically, this program is not for you. The trade-off between those Junior Olympic Games or even the Firecracker tournament in early July, the trade-off there is I mean, there's going to be hundreds of college coaches there. If you're not willing to miss some high school games for that, I don't think this is the right program for you. Same thing in the fall. There's only a couple in the fall. A couple Saturdays you'd probably have to miss a high school fall game. If you can't afford to miss those high school fall games, again, like I said, this program probably isn't for you. If you think our program guarantees a scholarship, it's not for you, man. This program does not guarantee scholarships. All right. What we do is we put players in the right positions to play and compete in front of high school coaches or college coaches and pro scouts, and it's ultimately up to the player to perform in those situations and show what they've got. So this program by no means guarantees a scholarship, but it definitely does increase the likelihood of it. And if you'd rather party on the weekends than play baseball, this definitely isn't for you. We want baseball to be a priority in our guys' lives. So if you'd rather go party than play baseball, you could probably just stop this video now and continue doing what you're doing. As far as our summer schedule goes, we're going to be having weekly workouts at Banning High School in Wilmington on Thursday nights. So that'll be a good place. Our whole coaching staff will be there, getting some work in, sometimes even having scrimmages. Everyone will have practice jerseys. That way, if any college coaches want to come out, we'll have rosters in the fence. And I mean, that's something that's very, very likely when you have a big group of talented ball players together. It'll be an easy place for colleges to come to it and look at players and evaluate the talent. Then we have the SoCal Challenge, which is over Memorial Weekend in Palm Springs. Like I said, at the end of June, we have the USA Baseball Championships, which were formerly known as the Junior Olympics. Then all through June and July, we'll have teams in Connie Mack and Mickey Mantle leagues. Connie Mack's an 18U league, Mickey Mantle 16U, and those games will be in Orange County. We're actually going to be playing in a new league this year. In the past, this past summer, Fullerton, Oregon, UCLA, USC, all kinds of big-name programs go out and watch the games in this league. So we're really looking forward to joining the new league and getting some good exposure for our players. Over 4th of July weekend, it's actually a full week, we're going to compete in the Firecracker Classic. This tournament is based in Orange County, but can go as far as Riverside. That's the furthest we've played in that tournament. Another tournament that brings in a lot of college coaches and pro scouts. I know last year there's over 130 teams in this tournament, so there's a lot of very talented teams and ball players out there in the Orange County area playing, which really brings a lot of college coaches. Actually, 2 years ago we came 5th place in that tournament, so we always like to go there and have a good showing. Then at the end of the summer, to wrap it all up, some of our teams will be competing in the USABF World Series, which is down in San Diego. It's the very last weekend. I think it runs in like July 27th or 26th until August 3rd. Some good talent down there. Hopefully win a World Series championship. And then moving to the fall, we'll continue with the weekly workouts at Banning High School. One of the teams will be in a fall league, and that's also in Orange County. It's the same league we just played in this past fall. Then we got teams competing in the Perfect Game National Championship, which is in Arizona in mid to late September, depending on which class you're in. Then we'll send a team out to the Arizona Invitational. That tournament is in the beginning of October in, I believe it's Peoria, Arizona. We sent a team out there this past year, had a decent showing. That tournament's run by the same people who run the junior and fall classics. And so it's a pretty well-organized tournament, and a lot of college coaches come out to that. Then over the last weekend in October, we head out to Vegas for the Desert Fall Classics. It's another tournament with some good exposure. We went this past year. It wasn't the big-name Division I schools, but there's definitely some Division I schools out there. Then over Thanksgiving, we play in the Corey Laddle tournament. which is a charity tournament based in Southern California here. The furthest we played there is Riverside, but a lot of the games are, Orange County and areas like that. Then there's going to be a lot of local tournaments, Anaheim, Long Beach, stuff like that, where you don't have to go too far. Here's a summary of our schedule. You can look at all the teams are up top, with their grades. Then the amount of games, the tournaments are listed. The really dark gray is the fall, the light gray is the summer games. So if you look here, most of our teams are they'll be playing 40+ games. The pitchers will be throwing over 40 innings approximately, and the hitters will get approximately, basically over 110 at bats. So it's a lot of baseball there. And one thing I do want to point out is for the 20s, 14, 15, and 16 teams, you'll see the local tournaments. There's none down there, so those numbers are included at the totals of the games, innings, and at bats. But we are going to have local tournaments for them. They're just not like the priority in the schedule. It won't be any additional cost, but because we're using Banning High School, we're going to try and host some tournaments there, so there will be no additional costs. I get a lot of questions asking, should we go to what's the difference between like doing a program like yours and the college baseball camps and the showcases. You'll see later about the pricing for us in more detail, but it's $2,000. You're going to play, over 40 games, playing in front of 20+ schools throughout the summer and fall, and you're going to get 110 at bats, 35 to 40 innings of pitching, which is a great value for the money. Whereas in the camps and showcases, just each one's going to average about $450 maximum. If you even play games at the showcase, is going to be 3 games. Usually one school attendance. If you're doing a perfect game showcase, which I highly recommend, if you're going to do a showcase, do perfect game. There's some pretty good programs there. The most I've ever seen at one is about 10 schools, but there are some pretty good programs there. Just to go in a little bit further about the perfect game showcases as to why I think they're the best. They've been around for a long time, and all your stats, your numbers are posted online with a profile of you, with your contact information, and there's, college coaches have subscriptions there, and then they can go in, they can, see your contact information, they could see your velocity, your pop time, 60 time, whatever, and then they could also see where that ranks against other people at that event and against other people in your class. There's, you could be like the 75th percentile and say, okay, this guy's, better than 75% of people in his class at this particular thing. So that's why we really like to recommend the perfect game showcases. And they also have some games at the end of their showcases, and they do little write-ups on their blog, and I know a lot of pro scouts and college coaches go and read those things. One thing to keep in mind is that some of these colleges, when they're doing these camps, it's a big money maker for them. Especially the ones in the summer. The camps that are in December and January, those are usually the top prospect camps where they're trying to identify which players they want to go out and look at in the spring, because their time is limited in the spring. Majority of their recruiting is done in the summer and the fall, but they do go out and see a couple games during the spring and even practices. That's actually where they go to look at a lot of guys at the high school practices, because the really, really good guys are getting pitched around and they're not going to get a good feel of what they have to offer, at least at the plate, if you're a position player looking to play Division I baseball. Another question we always get, will this conflict with high school? The short answer is no. Most of the summer games are going to be played on the weekends, particularly the Connie Mack League games and the Mickey Mantle games. Like I said earlier, that 4th of July tournament, the Firecracker, and then the Junior Olympic tournament, I believe the trade-offs are well worth it. You be the judge. Pitchers and catchers, we're willing to work with your high school coach and you to make sure that you're getting your innings with your high school if you need to. Catchers, we don't want you out there with super tired legs, playing in front of some college coaches and pro scouts. We don't want to leave a bad impression. Pitchers, we definitely want to be in contact with your high school coach. That way, if a coach wants to come look at you, we can be in good contact and have a good relationship with your high school. That way, you're throwing, 100% healthy in front of these college coaches and pro scouts. One of the benefits of playing with us is that each player is going to get their own skills video. We'll do a little skills video day, where it's basically like a showcase format, where we're filming guys from multiple angles, and make a really nice skills video for you to share with other coaches, and it'll be posted online. We create a YouTube playlist on our channel for every player, where we upload these skills videos, and if the players have any highlight videos or game film, they can send it to us, and we'll post it online. That way they could share their playlists and their videos with everyone. Another benefit is that we're a member of the Field Level Network. It's a fairly new recruiting network for coaches. You can kind of think of like a Facebook or a LinkedIn for college coaches. I took some screens of my network here. You could see that I have 827 coaches in my network, one professional, that's a scout for the Twins. Then I have 239 Division I coaches, 139 Division II coaches, 83 Division III coaches, and 118 NAIA coaches. I also have some other club coaches and high school coaches and junior college coaches in my network. The way it works is, each player has their own profile, and then I write something like I write up my opinion of the player, what I think of the player, which level he should be playing at, how hard he throws, what a 60 time is, pop time for catchers, and all that good stuff. And then those players are searchable in a whole big database for everyone that's on the Field Level Network. So if you look at the picture in the middle down here, a college coach can search my roster and search for certain things. So in this case, they were searching for a senior left-handed pitcher who throws a certain velocity, and then they come back to me and they ask for me to release this profile to them. So all I have to do is click send profile, and then that player's profile is sent to that college. So this college is Wheaton College in Illinois. It's a Division III school, and they're requesting information about one of our pitchers. So I just click send profile, and the profile gets sent over there with his video and everything. The picture on the right is if I'm the one to go push the players out with an email, so I can send an email to all the coaches in my network at one time if I wanted to. But you could look here. I know the picture is very, very small, but you can see the pie chart with how many people opened the email I sent, how many people I sent it to. This one I sent to about 70-something people. I can't really read it right now, but there's 70-something people, and then you can look at the name of the coach, how many times they opened the email, how many times they clicked on the link in the email to go look at the player's thing. So this is a good way to judge how interested a school really is. I know you can't see it here, but there's some schools that open this 8 times, and they've watched the video 3 or 4 times, so that shows a lot of interest. I mean, ultimately, our players get better. All right, that's what it comes down to. By facing better pitching, our hitters get better when they go back to high school. And the velocity's way down, the curveballs aren't as sharp, and guys just smash. Pitchers, when you're playing in our program, playing to the teams we play, you have to be spot on with your location. All right, there's really good hitters out here. So when you get back to high school and the hitters aren't as good, when you make some mistakes, they're not getting crushed the way they're getting crushed out here. So by adjusting and making fewer mistakes, you're definitely becoming better as a pitcher. The cost of our program, which I touched on a little bit earlier, is $2,000. And it'll be $1,200 for players who only pitch. That's $250 a month over 8 months for position players, and $150 for position guys only. This does not include the player registration, which is $150, and that's due within 10 days of committing to the program. And that $150, that holds your spot, and it also covers any uniform costs, insurance costs. Basically, it's just a registration cost, setting up your profile and all that good stuff, and that also includes any spirit gear. I know we're looking to get guys helmets. Each player will get their own helmet, or offensive player at least, and hoodies or T-shirts and stuff like that. And this is we feel it's a very great value. If you look at some comparison here with some of our competitors, our whole package here, the games and the competitive schedule, the weekly workouts, recruiting assistance, and the skills video, we wrap that all up for $2,000. And if you look at our competitors, I don't know anyone out there that offers the full package like we offer. So these are just taking the low and high prices from competitors out there. For a similar schedule, you're looking at $1,800 to $2,400 just for the games. All right. And the weekly workouts, most programs don't offer weekly workouts. I mean, if you wanted to do something where you know, some program offers, oh, we have a batting cage you can have a membership at, our price is low enough to where you can buy a full year membership and still play with us, and it will still be under pretty much any batting cage team that's out there. Recruiting assistance, if you want to go for a really good recruiting program to get help out there, you're looking at about $1,500. And then a skills video, anywhere between $300 and $500. So the total there, if you wanted to do all that stuff separately, is $3,600 to $4,400. Like I said, ours is only $2,000, so it's a really great value to get some exposure and play in front of some really big college baseball programs and against some really good players. Just to go over the summary, you know, we got those weekly practices / scrimmages over at Banning High School. Players will be getting over 40 games against great competition and getting some exposure in front of college coaches and pro scouts. Each player is going to get their field level profile, and it's going to be visible by, you know, all 800 plus coaches in our network. I'm sure by the time summer rolls around, that'll be over 1,000. Each player is going to get their own YouTube playlist to post their skills videos and game film and all that good stuff. And the unlimited recruiting assistance, you know, helping with the skills video and giving you guys step-by-step guidance through the whole process. One thing I also wanted to point out to go along with recruiting assistance, it's free to everyone whether you're on the team or not, is if you visit recruiting.prioritybaseball.com, it's a new website we launched about a month ago in December 2012. Has all the dates for SATs, we post tips on there and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool site for any information regarding the recruiting process. So that's free to everyone whether you're playing or not. But the step-by-step guidance is only if you're playing with us. So that pretty much wraps it up. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Mike Debelak. You can email me, mike@prioritybaseball.com. If you're interested, please visit this link below. Fill out the information sheet. That does not guarantee a spot on the team. That just shows us that you're interested, and we can send you the chat information and get in better contact with you. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks. Bye.